Okay, the next one is interesting. So it's actually to do with how do we break down sales targets? I'm going to do this on the board behind me. And actually, I'm going to do very quick, simple maths because I'm bound to get this wrong because it's live, but I'll kind of do my best. Okay, where are my pens? So I have my pens. So the first thing you need to know when you break down any sales target, and this is just to be honest, any target, is that most businesses have figures that they want to hit. It could be the recruitment sales target for your team, it could be for your business, it could, whatever it is, it's fine. The trick is to really kind of know at the top what your target is. So I'm going to start with, so your sales target is £1 million. That's what you need to hit per year. But the trick is, and what happens often, excuse me, is actually that the boss will say to someone, look, your sales target is £1 million this year, but it could be 100 grand, it could be 200, it could be 20. You know, really, because it doesn't matter. But the important thing to know is that that's your target. And what a lot of people do, especially at the start of their career, is that they actively then just start to do stuff in the hope that it lands, that over time they just gradually do, achieve the figure. That's not great from a business point of view for many different reasons. Also, it's very difficult to manage because likewise, it's just you're shitting in the dark. And yes, sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you won't. But actually, when you're looking to actually actively grow a business, you need structure there. So the trick is really starting to know your conversion rates, your average sale value, and all of these different things which make a difference. So I'm going to break this down. So in this example, I'm going to try and keep the figures super simple just because I'm doing it off the top of my head. I'm going to say that your sales target is £1 million. But your average sale is 10,000. So we'll keep it super simple. So therefore, unless I've got my maths horribly wrong, we need to sell 100 units a year to hit the £1 million. Does that make sense? So basically we've got the 1 million divided by 10,000. So the next thing to look at is actually, as I mentioned previously about your sales chat up line, you really kind of need to know your numbers on how many people do you need to approach to actually get your first meeting and how many meetings turn into sales. I'm going to keep this really simple for now. And I'm going to say realistically, if you approach 20 people, one of them might buy. It depends on different sectors. It depends on your strategy. And there's loads of things which you can do to improve that ratio. But I'm going to say 20 to 1. So therefore, to get our 100 sales, arguably, we need to approach 2,000 people over the course of the year to hit our target. Does that make sense? So that is 100 sales times the 20 equals 2,000 approaches, sales approaches, chat up lines, whatever you choose to kind of do that. The trick then is something we call lead actions in the book, and it's really kind of important, is that if you know that you work, okay, you have holiday, say 11 months a year, it's 4 weeks per month. That takes us to 44 weeks per year. 44. If we do, I'm going to do it on my phone. See, it's the beauty of doing this live. 44 times 5 equals, that's 220 days. So therefore, what we're looking to do is do 2,000. That's the 2,000 people that you need to approach based on the figures, based on the facts to actually hit your target, divided by the 220 days, which is the number of days that you work per year, which gives us 9.011 people a year. So what that does, and what we've then looked at, what we're trying to get across is that if you are the manager of a business, or even if you're the sales rep or whichever, we've done is broke down the £1 million target all the way down to the lead action of what you have to do every day to actually hit your target. And in this instance, using the basic kind of maths, you need to approach 9 people every day to have any chance of hitting your target. The reason why I think this is actually really important, both for the business and for the salesperson, because again, you never know if someone's actually going to buy or not, is that when you're looking to set up good KPI structures to actually incentivize people and, you know, kind of make the target seem realistic, seem actually kind of doable, the more you can break it down to this. If you agree with your team or whoever that they realistically work 8 hours a day, so as long as they make 10 phone calls a day so they can do their research and however they choose to kind of approach people, and we'll touch on different ways to do that kind of in the future. As long as your team, say, approach 9 or 10 people per day, and they're confident they can pick up the phone 9 or 10 times a day, what that then does is that can be their KPI that you manage them on, that they can have confidence that they can pick up and dial, and actually they know that's going to work. And then likewise, as long as they pick up and dial and actually perform the lead action, which in this case is make 9 phone calls a day, it's unfair for the business to punish them based on the figures and what the end outcome is. And what they should gradually do is learn and improve. So they might find that actually it's not 1 in 20 that converts. It could be 1 in 10, it could be 1 in 30. But actually then you would adapt and sculpt the strategy around how you approach your sales, not just hit them with a stick because the sales figures aren't up to speed. So this is a very quick way for how you break down a sales pipeline, but it does work. And what it does, it's really useful to break down any major target or goal into what you class or what we call lead actions. I think it's on page 19 of the course, which then you can actually implement those. And as long as you have confidence that you pick up the phone 9 times a day, you're going to hit your target. Happy days.